You know something? You know what? I gotta say something here. I am sick and tired of these TFS pod managers that call themselves, producers or management that can't even manage a Lowe's. I can't even get 10 points, and I'm here busting my ass and doing all this crap. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting sick of this.
Look, one man. Hold that thought. All out is we just tallied the points, and you're at 10 points.
Oh, I retract my previous statement then. All right. Carry on.
Welcome to TFS Podcast Show Podcast. It's 24/7 Lou, and that's
Ricard. Whew. Thank goodness I know how to manage my company better than Tony Khan.
And that's
the one-man band. And hey, yeah, they're doing pretty good. I got 10 points. Management's doing good. Management's doing good.
Yes, folks, from the highest mountain to the lowest valley and everywhere in between, we are the beast of the east, the best in the west. You are listening to TFS Pod, your girlfriend and your pet's favorite show, and you and they know it. In this episode, we'll be doing a recap of AEW's All Elite. 14 matches, plus some extra stuff happening. We're going to be doing a recap of that. It's going to be very exciting. But before we get to all of that, the one-man band, give us that line that, especially me, everybody loves.
Ricard, manage that scoreboard.
Oh! All right. Here is our daily dose of conflict resolution. In the lead, having gotten another point this weekend.
Woo!
The only person to get 3 points this weekend. 24/7 Lou at 14 points total. Yeah. Oh, it is starting to look like 2021 all over again, but a little better. It's not there yet. He is followed in second place by myself, Ricard, at 12 points. And then, this is the real story. Thank goodness, because otherwise, who knows what other disparaging remarks he would have said about us.
Oh, yeah, I know.
At 10 points, joining the double-digit club, the one-man band!
Oh! And with 3 months to spare, no down to the wire like last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
10 points into the double-digit club.
Yeah, otherwise known as the adults table.
Wow. I've been at the adults table. Right?
We get our own entrance.
Yeah, there you go.
We get our own ring entrance.
10 points and trivia champion.
Oh, flexing.
Yeah. Flexing right there. Look at that. Jeez, coming up soon. Way to drop that promotion. All right. In a tie for 4th place, we have Main Event Jeff and Jay Few at 7 points still. Oof. When will that tie break? Who knows? Following them at 4 points is Big Al. And then at 2 points, you got the randomizer. And then everyone else is at 0.
Including Bogey.
That's the scoreboard. Back to you, Lou.
All righty, folks. Yeah, we'll be talking about AEW's All In. I'm not saying All Elite. Anyway, All In. Oh, All Out, sorry.
All Out, Lou. Come on.
Yeah.
We went all out on the rule book here and said if you got a perfect score, you get 3 points. And thank goodness you did not get a perfect score.
So I'm trying to look up at the 0 hour matches. And yeah, I think there was like 4 matches in there. There was one that we did miss, which was I guess was it Soho and Ortiz versus Guevara and
Conti?
Yeah, it must. It says Mello.
Ty Conti?
Ty Conti, but I don't know why it says Mello here. I don't know why it says Mello.
Well, because that's her because Mello is her. I think that's her second surname.
Oh.
She must not be using Conti anymore. She's probably like getting ready to go to Guevara now.
Oh no, Tay Mello.
Yeah, Tay Conti. That's Tay Mello. That's,
okay.
Oh, they're doing a couple's name now?
Yeah, it was for the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championship, which was part of a 0 hour show, which we did not make a prediction on, which the winners were Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello.
Yep.
All right, so
the Lovebirds won. Good on them.
Yeah, and I don't know, it wouldn't have been cool for the AAA Championship to be changed on an AEW show. Like it should be changed on a AAA show. I mean, it was good to showcase it, which is it shows that partnership with other companies. So
damn right. Can't wait for you, Triple Mania Night 3. I hope it's as good as Night 2.
And then the next matchup we had was Hook versus who was it? Angelo Parker. All right, everyone had picked Hook on this one.
AEW Championship, also known as the For the Win Championship.
Yep.
Oh wait, no.
No. Hey, that F. Hold on with that F. And the W.
We can't say what it really stands for.
Rhymes with luck. Anyway, here we go.
Oh, you mean suck? All right, cool.
No. So here we go.
That doesn't start with an F. What kind of spelling is that?
So that was the second match which we did have a prediction on, and that one was Hook winning that one, and we all got a point on that one. Then let's go to the next matchup, which was it was Kip Sabian versus Pac for the All Atlantic Championship, and Pac wins that one, retains. This is all in the 0 hour, so that was the third matchup of that 0 hour show. And then we had a fourth.
Weird. They don't call it the buy-in anymore.
No, I said 0 hour.
All right.
So the final one was Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston. And in this one, there was a split on this one because some of us had picked Eddie Kingston. Somebody went very bold. You know who you are, Ricard.
It's not bold. The dude, Eddie Kingston, got in a brawl. I mean, we're going to talk about it anyways. Backstage drama. Eddie Kingston got in a fight with Sammy Guevara backstage. He's back from suspension. There should be some, on-screen punishment. Take the L. But no, we gotta have the nice Japanese man that doesn't piss off anybody backstage.
No, in this case, it was a continuation of what was going on in New Japan, where they had a fight, and in this one, Tomohiro Ishii had won that one, and now Eddie Kingston wins this one. So who knows what?
You don't get 50-50 booking when you get in a brawl backstage and are unprofessional. You take that job.
Well, that's how they had it booked. So there we go. Eddie Kingston took the victory on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of how a better company would book things.
Oh my God. Vultures!
I'm just saying that because I didn't get a point. Go on.
I know. You and Big Al. You're not getting a point for that, Big Al. Just so you know. Anyway, so that's how our 0 hour pre-show. We call it pre-show, but they don't. How that went. So let's go to the first matchup, which was going to be the Casino Ladder match. And let me see, who was in this one? It was. Hold on. Do you have the names of this one, Ricard?
I got you. It was Claudio Canoli, also known as Castagnoli, versus Wheeler Yuta, versus Penta El Zero Miedo, versus Rey Fenix, versus Rush, versus Andrade El Idolo, versus Dante Martin, versus the Joker. Not the Batman villain, but what they call the Joker participant. A.K.A. TBD, A.K.A. Tessa Blanchard arrives.
And this one was going to be worth 2 points for whoever got this one right.
Yep. 2 points.
And I thought it was a good match going in. We thought it was going to go one way, but the way it ended up with Masked Man coming into the ring and taking everyone out. Then Stokely Williams, I believe his name is? Stokely Hathaway comes in, gets the chip, and takes it and then who comes out of the back? A Masked Man comes in, takes the chip. He's about to reveal himself, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he did the clap. He did. I love it. It was all without saying a word. He went to go. He was about to pull out his mask, and he just finger wag, no, goes to the back. I said it then and there. I said, we're going to get the reveal at the end of the night.
Yep. Which was...
Somebody was trolling in the chat saying it was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I wonder who.
And someone dropped their groceries for it. There you go. Broken eggs. More broken dreams.
Damn you. You keep really going back to that really well.
I have this weekend only. I mean, I can't use it in 2 weeks. Come on. Makes no sense in 2 weeks. All right. Let's go to our next matchup. We're going through this one quickly because we have a lot to talk about in this one. This is going to be The Elite, which is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Hangman and the Dark Order for the Trios Championship. And what was the prediction on that one? Hold on. Let me see. Where are my notes here?
We had a bit of a split. You had saying The Elite, it was the randomizer, the one-man band, 24/7 Lou, and Big Al, and they went up against Main Event Jeff and myself, who said it would be TBD at the time. We were unaware, and it ended up being the Dark Order and Hangman Page.
Yeah, because when we were doing this one, we did not know who had won it. So, yeah, I want to ask, I know it was a mail-in vote, but very accurate. The one-man band, why did you go with The Elite on this one?
Well, the reason being was because I knew that they had been waiting for months for Kenny Omega to come back, and they held off on this whole ordeal until he came back. Some say they even probably rushed him to come back because they say he was still kind of injured. But it's just, in my opinion, there was no way that they were not going to make them the Trios champions because they've been Trios champions before in New Japan. They were the never open weight Trios championship.
Okay. So there's a history.
So they wanted them to be, but boy, man,
Well, we'll see how that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get on how that turned out afterwards.
So you had a new Trios champ right there. Then we go to the next matchup, which was Jade Cargill versus Athena for the TBS Championship. And Jade Cargill looked like She-Hulk. That was a good...
Yeah, she went in there doing some LARPing.
And what was your take on this, Rick Card, on this match?
It was a squash match.
Yeah, it did feel like it.
I don't want to say that because Athena did have some back and forth, and not to bash Main Event Jeff's pick, but Athena completely did not get much offense in this. I don't think it ended up with Jade Cargill getting a pretty decisive win. And,
out of the bigger names that are coming in, this looked like on paper looked like a bigger match, and it was going to look much more exciting than what we did get. I felt like, okay, Athena, a bigger name coming to challenge Jade Cargill for that championship, but no, I don't know, it wasn't. I don't know, it wasn't there. So
yeah, I think we're kind of seeing that I used to work in WWE only works on the male side. It doesn't work for the females.
Maybe because we have something else happening on the other end with the AEW Women's Championship.
Oh, damn! How am I supposed to say that on this show? You're right. What with that championship match that happened later on?
Yeah. So on this particular matchup with Jade Cargill, which again, I like it that you have Jade Cargill as champion, but I think it's almost about to run its course. I feel that's what's going on, as to give it more life to that championship.
I don't know, man. I think unless Charlotte Flair jumps ship, Jade Cargill's gonna hold on to that championship for a long time. The booking looks way too dominant.
Or unless one of her what's her team name? The Diva. I don't know what the Diva or her names are of the team she's with.
The baddies or something?
The baddies, yeah. Right?
Yeah. It's a terrible team name.
I hope they turn on her, and even though I think she's defeated both of them already before they became baddies, but I hope they turn on her and something happens there.
She's beating everybody and her own teammates. Too.
Yeah, it's weird. So, again, okay, you have Jade Cargill, you put a championship on her, but you're almost killing it by not having good matches. And Athena didn't bring it. That's how.
Hey, it's the Goldberg treatment. It's the Goldberg treatment. That's what it is. All that needs to happen is she just needs to start winning in under a minute. And the fans will turn on her like that.
All right, so let's go to our next matchup, which was FTR and Wardlow versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. What was your take on this one, Rickard?
Oh, we knew Wardlow wasn't going to lose. Props to Jay Lethal for taking those power bombs like a champ.
Yeah, for real.
Just boom, boom. That was the point where Wardlow's just looking at the crowd like, another one? Even I feel bad. And he hit it anyways.
Yeah, was this one unanimous pick on this one?
I am pretty sure. Let's see. Hold on. Do we know the No, yeah, it was unanimous.
Wow.
Unanimous. Even the randomizer saw the writing on the wall.
Wow.
Even the randomizer realizes it, huh?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, the Impact guys aren't getting this one.
All right, so let's go to our next matchup. Next matchup we're going to talk about is going to be Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And I think this was not for AEW it was important. It was important for us because I think this is the one where I think I had it wrong. And so did the one-man band.
This is the only one of two matches. Yeah, by the way, you guys had the exact same picks. I don't know who to blame, but I'm going to blame 24/7 Lou for Control C, Control V on this
Negative.
Because OMB has shown that he's willing to go above and beyond on his picks and go out of it.
Yeah, I try.
But Lou, that was just blatant Control C, Control V here.
No, hold on. Okay, I have a source, but that wasn't the source. I have a source, but just that wasn't the source.
Well, your source was wrong. Ricky Starks lost.
I know.
And thank goodness, because you guys came really close.
And I made the argument that the Ricky Starks was on the rise, and Powerhouse Hobbs was I don't know, just to make him look good.
Nonsense. I looked at this. You could tell by the size difference. I was like,
there's no believable.
There's no believable way that you can make Ricky Starks beat Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs demolished him.
By that, Ricky Starks shouldn't beat anybody.
Yeah, well, the only reason he was winning matches was because of Powerhouse Hobbs. You know, he's the powerhouse. He's the one. He's the one that put over Calvin. Okay. He's the powerhouse of any duo. All right.
For real.
People don't remember Calvin. They remember Hobbs.
Yeah, boy.
All righty. Let's go to the next matchup, which is Swerve and Our Glory versus The Acclaimed for the AEW Tag Team title.
Oh man,
what'd you think of this one?
Are we going out of order, by the way? I think we missed a couple matches.
No, that's the order I'm following that we had that night. Because I was still awake for this one. I'm gonna say this. I was still awake at this time.
I'm almost positive this match went like closer to the end. But okay. Yeah, this match.
I did see this match, and yeah, I was ready for this one. It was a lot of close calls on this one.
So from what I've heard on people who were there, the fact that the Acclaim didn't win because the crowd was hot for the Acclaim.
Yeah, that's true. I heard
the fact that they didn't win, supposedly that took a lot of energy out of the crowd.
Ooh.
When they didn't win. They were actually not pleased with that result.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure Swerve and Our Glory was also a little ticked off that happens.
Yeah, because they
tried to make it. Yeah, they tried to make it. They tried to make it all good by trying to make amends with Billy Gunn, but the crowd was having none of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know who was more pissed off, but the crowd there or the crowd at Cardiff, Wales. But you know, there was no singing after this tag match, so
and everyone
the crowd got over it.
No one picked the Acclaim, by the way, in our predictions battle.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. It wasn't like we were expecting the Acclaim to win.
But I guess the crowd there
Most-
won.
But the crowd was really into the Scissor Me Daddy chant.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. So, yeah.
You know, I was like, wow, okay. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. It'll get it. If it's over, it's over.
So there we go. Champs retain on that one. Now let's go to the next matchup, which this is the one where I noticed it was a really long night, and I missed this best part. But here we go. We had the matchup of Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikarashita versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Interim title. I missed a lot of this matchup. Rick Hard or One Man Band, if you guys have any comments on this one.
Well, all I can say is all the women in this match looked spectacular. In terms of the wrestling, fairly straightforward. They put on a good show. We had a lot of interesting moments because I remember we talked about the possibility of Britt Baker and, hold on, let me make sure I get it, Jamie Hayter kind of going at it because they would argue over pins and stuff like that. We didn't get a lot of that, but we got some of it. Hikaru Shida actually looked like she was more credible in the match and not an afterthought in this. The announcers were putting her over on commentary, saying like, "Hey, she's a former champ. She held the title for a really long time before losing it to Britt Baker, I think it was."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were really playing off that rivalry. But Toni Storm walked away with the win.
Yep.
Very, very well deserved. Apparently, if you're from the ex-WWE, you can pull it off sometimes. Congrats to Toni Storm.
Wait. Didn't you say something different a few seconds ago?
I know, I did. I know, I said that. You know, it was weird that AEW wasn't consistent with that. One ex-WWE chick lost, but an ex-WWE chick won the title somewhere else. Granted, this is the interim women's championship.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they're going to keep doing the interim championship stuff, considering the drama that's unfolded. But, yeah, it's just kind of weird that we have another interim world champ.
So it'll set up something
on the women's side.
Thunder Rosa when she gets back. If Toni Rosa retains the championship that long. So that'll be interesting. That sets up a potential fight there for that one. A good one between someone that were rivals and then they became friends and now they're rivals. So, okay, let's go to the next matchup, which was, I heard it was one of the best matches of the night. Kristin Cage versus Jungle Boy.
Oh, shut up. Best match of the night. Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. What match? What freaking match? All right, let me lay the groundwork here. Let me lay the groundwork here. I didn't know this, but apparently Kristin Cage is injured. He's got an arm injury or something.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty significant.
So Kristin Cage comes out. Jungle Boy's mom and sister are out at ringside again. He takes a look at them. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna beat your boy again." Gets in the ring. Jungle Boy's music comes out. He's on the ramp and he gets attacked by Luchasaurus, who chokeslams him off the stage onto the table. Match hasn't started, by the way. Christian's just in the ring like, "That's right. I had it all planned out." And I'm just watching this like, oh my gosh, no.
All this build up for this matchup.
This was, by the way, this was the moment where it was make or break for it was either gonna be 24/7 Lou and OMB 1, or this would be the start of Main Event Jeff's comeback. Not myself, I was out of the contention at this point. And I was like, here we go. Jungle Boy's going to get the redemption arc, and we're finally going to see Main Event Jeff get his point. No. AEW just, like, pounded on that dream. Like, Jungle Boy was dragged to ringside, beaten up more by Luchasaurus. He rolled into the ring. The referee, what's her name? Oh, my gosh. Why am I drawing a blank?
Oh,
Aubrey. There we go. Aubrey is asking Jungle Boy, "Hey, do you want me to stop the match? You don't have to go through with this. I'll call the match right now." Jungle Boy's like, "No, I have to, for my family, this and that." Bell rings. Jungle Boy turns right into a spear. What does Jungle Boy do? He kicks out. We're all getting excited. Oh my gosh, Jungle Boy might actually, this is the hero's journey. He's gonna make the comeback at the end. No, he takes a kill switch and loses. What kind of freaking booking is that? Jeez.
Oh man.
Kristin Cage is injured. Yeah, you should have gone with the booking the other way. The hero gets the win in decisive fashion and puts that has-been Kristin Cage on the shelf.
For how long?
I swear somebody got upset when they heard me do the podcast last week. They were like, "How dare he call me a has-been?"
So, all right.
Jeez.
So Kristin Cage gets the win on that one, and so did I and the one-man band and the heel. All right, let's go to the next matchup: Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. How was this matchup?
I'm fairly certain this match took place way earlier in the night. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I feel like my feet started crapping out a little bit on this one, so I didn't get to see it.
Oh, okay.
Again, this happened. Dude. That's the order because I know I didn't see this match and I was knocked out by this time.
All right.
I had a long day.
The only reason why maybe I'm wrong because there are other matches still on the card, but I remember the backstage interaction after the fact because Chris Jericho, after winning, he won by heelish means. There were shenanigans.
Oh, low blow and a Judas effect from Jericho to score the win.
Yeah, like he didn't win it clean. He confronted Daniel Garcia afterwards.
Okay. About
it. Oh, why weren't you at ringside? This and that. They had an altercation. He kind of like confronted him, and he said, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna be at ringside for me. Well, neither me or the Jericho Appreciation Society are gonna be at ringside when you go up against I think he said Wheeler Yuta."
Okay.
At Dynamite or something for one of the titles.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the other show afterwards. Okay.
So that's all we really got from it. But yeah, Jericho won, and I remember. Oh, I did catch some of this. The commentary team, JR specifically, was saying that if we got sports entertainer Jericho, that this would go to Bryan Danielson easily. But if we got wrestler, best in the world at what he does, Jericho, that we would get Jericho with the win. And Jericho made it a point to come out as the Lionheart, his WCW gimmick for back in the days. So kind of trying to rekindle his youth there, but he still cheated to win.
Alrighty, okay. And let's talk about our next matchup, which was House of Black versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Miro. How was this one? The winners at the end were Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro.
Yeah.
Which we I think a lot of us did predict that. Oh, except you. I'm sorry.
Not me.
Not you.
Not me.
Not you. Not me.
Or main event, Jeff.
Wait a minute. This is one. I remember this one. This is where I felt this was a Control C, Control V one. Look at that. Was it?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Actually,
it wasn't. Hey, main event Jeff got 8 points. Main event Jeff got 10 points on this show. I got 8. Okay.
How many
I did not Control C, Control V his picks.
How many did we get?
I don't want to answer that. We got the same we got the same amount of points, and I'm embarrassed. Big Al got more points than me. I don't believe that.
Still not mailing it.
To be fair, this is a very bloated pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Either way, Darby Allin and his grandpa won.
All right, let's go to the next one. The last one, and then we'll get to another big extra stuff that happened afterwards, which we didn't get to.
Wait, actually, you know what? I want to comment on this. The only reason House of Black did not get the win that they deserved is because Malachi Black is apparently on the outs. Okay?
Oh, yeah. That was another thing, too. After the match, he did say goodbye to his friends and maybe, I guess, a gesture to the crowd.
He did a bow to the crowd, yep. He knows who's running WWE now. He knows he's welcome there.
Let's see what happens.
And hopefully, when he comes back, he takes control. He takes rightful leadership of Judgment Day from Finn Balor.
Look, wait a minute. You said who's in control? over there. You know who it is, right? In control over there, right? His wife. Not Triple H, it's his wife. Get over here. Come back to us. We're in one place. You're in another place. Come back here to where you're supposed to be. Anyway, that's my take.
Come back home.
Come back home. All right, next matchup. Jon Moxley versus CM Punk in the AEW World Title matchup for the championship on this one. How was this one before we get to other stuff?
Okay, so let me run through the booking on this one pretty straightforward. CM Punk played what was essentially the underdog in peril here.
Okay.
The hometown crowd was behind him, but Punk got busted open. Mox was all over him in terms of physicality, really laying onto the fact like, oh, Punk's not on his A game, he's not 100%, all that stuff. Punk got busted open, and he still won after hitting not one but two GTSs, if I'm not mistaken, on Moxley. So
wow.
And I remember after he hit the first one, he didn't go for the pin, and he signaled that he was going to hit a second one, and the announcers were like, CM Punk wants to make sure he puts Moxley out. So it's the kind of match that makes both guys look really strong in it, because Moxley didn't get put down by one finisher, it took two, that sort of thing. We didn't see the same amount of finisher spamming that we see with other matches from some prima donnas, apparently. The Elite. But yeah, Punk regained the AEW World Championship, and it was he got his win on his hometown. And that ended what was essentially a pretty subpar AEW event, but that's not the news coming out of this weekend.
At all.
At all. We kind of sped run through it, but what really happened, where all the articles came by, and what stole the news headlines this weekend was, well, Lou, you want to set the stage here, or should I?
No, go for it.
All right, so CM Punk comes out with Tony Khan, sits down for the post-event media scrum. He's got a bag of, I don't even recognize the brand. It's not 7-Up, it's not Sprite. It's just this generic lemon lime soda, like the cans. He's got it in a plastic bag. He sits down and it's not, from the best audio that we got of it, it's not clear how it starts, but he calls out on one reporter, and he says to the guy, "Hey, do you still do stand up?" And then the guy says, "No, I don't do that anymore."
Oh,
says,
yeah.
"Who'd you do?" And then he says, "Who'd you do stand up with?" And the guy says, "Scott Colton." And then he says, "Scott Colton? I can't stand Scott Colton." And then that's what set it off. CM Punk just goes into the big. For those who don't know, Scott Colton also happens to be Colt Cabana. That's his real name. So CM Punk says, "Scott Colton, are you friends with Scott Colton?" The reporter, I guess the reporter kind of saw what was coming. I don't know if it's true. Maybe he was being honest. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not friends with Scott Colton. I don't even keep in contact with him." He says, "Well, good, we have that in common." And then CM Punk says, "I can't stand Scott Colton. I want nothing to do with this guy. He said, it is sad." He's like, "It is heartbreaking that I have to come out here in front of the media to address this. But it's because we have people who call themselves EVPs, executive vice presidents, who don't know how to run this place." He says they couldn't manage a Target. Right? And he says these people are spreading rumors in the media saying that I'm the reason Scott Colton isn't on AEW, that he got kicked off to AEW. I mean ROH, geez, AEW. See, I can't even do the media rant right. And essentially he goes off on it, and then he starts talking about the court case. How Scott Colton shares a bank account with his mom. He's two-faced. The guy, I have email, I have receipts. The entire time, you could just see the facial expressions on Tony Khan sitting next to him. Tony Khan is like, what the heck is going on? He's totally turning this into personal business that has nothing to do with the show. And he tries to jump in. And Tony Khan, in what is the biggest, like, who's the tail wagging the dog kind of moment, Tony Khan tries to jump ahead of this. He says, I should have cleared the air when you and me, he was talking to the reporter, when you and me talked. And then CM Punk cuts him off. He says, this is not his fucking job to clear the air, okay? We have people who should know better, who are in executive positions, and he just immediately goes on to them. He's like, I understand sticking up for your friends. I used to stick up for the guy too, but that is no excuse for you guys talking shit. He says, what did I do? What did I do? He asked Meltzer. He asked Dave Meltzer. He says, what did I do to deserve being talked badly about? And a guy like Hangman Adam Page going out on national television and going into business for himself. He's referencing a promo from a couple months back before, I believe it was Double or Nothing. And he basically says, I don't know what their problem is with me. You know, they're sticking up for a guy who shares a bank account with his mom. That tells you all you need to know about the guy. Like, CM Punk was just wailing on him. Like, not one time did it seem like he was talking about the event that just happened. And then he's like, and then he talked about his foot injury, and he did a shout out for Danhausen. I appreciated that. He said basically that he couldn't find shoes that fit him, and then Danhausen asked him if he wanted to try on his shoes, and they were a size, I think he said they were a size 8.5 or something, and he was like, they fit me like a glove. It's like a reverse curse. He says, long story short, I owe Danhausen more money, which was brilliant. Added a bit of levity, and then I think he ended it by basically. Oh, they talked about MJF real quick, and then he was like, CM Punk was like, yeah, Tony Khan wants me to work with nothing but pricks, and basically just said like, yeah, these people don't have the right attitude. They don't. We have stars that say they don't listen to advice, and he did a sports analogy. He said, imagine if I was on a team with Barry Bonds and I forget the other baseball player he named, but he basically named like baseball all-stars, and he basically said, imagine if I was on a team with those guys, and I said, yeah, I don't need to work on my swing. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? And he said all of that. He said, if you got a problem with me, come and say it to my face. Media scrum ended. CM Punk went to his locker room, and what do you know? The Elite came to tell it to his face. They super kick party his locker room door, and they confronted him 3-on-1.
Cool.
Which I know, Lou, you, me, and the One Man Band all have mixed feelings about it. We have our disagreements on this, but we could talk. Let me just tell you what we know so far, or what's been confirmed. Mm-hmm. Nick Jackson got knocked out. Supposedly he was seen with a black eye post this.
Allegedly.
Ace Steel came in there and saw CM Punk apparently getting 3 guys on him. Oh. So he jumped in and apparently threw a chair and bit Hangman Page.
Oh.
And as Jim Cornette brought up, there was a fight in the backstage locker room. CM Punk's dog was in the locker room also, by the way. Ace Steel's wife was taking care of the dog. And someone got bit, but it wasn't because of the dog. Huh. So, all in all, fight broke out, and long story short, this week on Dynamite, it was announced the AEW World Championship has been vacated, and the Trios Championship has also been vacated.
Yep.
And we got new Trios champs in PAC.
No, say it right.
Go ahead, you say it.
No, One Man Band, you gotta say it. I'll say it.
There you go. There you go. He's telling you to say it.
Tupac.
He's got 2 championships, 2 belts, 2 belts.
Atlantic champion and Trios championship. That's Tupac. So yeah, we have that going on, and a tournament for the AEW championship, where everyone.
Yeah, they're not doing an interim. They're not doing an interim title. Because we just got out of that. But yeah, I can tell you my thoughts. But Lou, what are your thoughts on it? I know you have your own feelings about CM Punk.
Yeah, there's a history there.
Want to share that?
No, well, we had an interview years ago with him. We were going to do a drop, and he didn't want to do it. And I was like, what kind of, it's kind of odd that someone doesn't do a drop when everyone at that press conference was doing a drop for us, and we did interviews with him. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, so I don't know. I always felt like he has issues or whatever. But I don't know. Again, that was with that moment with us. But I don't know if that translates to what I'm hearing backstage at these different companies.
Oh, well, that's yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, if this is in regards to CM Punk, I mean, you gotta look at it from. I said this earlier about with Rick Hard. I think the fact that he's a quote unquote straight edge is like he's got to be mad or upset about something. Like he can't. It can't be drugs because that's unfortunately that's Jeff Hardy's gig. But
oh my gosh, the first ever Triple Crown DUI champion.
Oh my God, I thought it was Kurt Angle.
On all promotions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man, that's terrible. But yeah, I mean, I think when CM Punk came in August of last year, ratings wise, it was a big deal. But you look at it now, and a year later, now you can look back at it and you can be like, was it really worth it? Because, man, somebody's got to take a chance, and you got to take risks. I mean, Eric Bischoff even said it is like, hey, even if it's good or bad, like you have to go out on a limb and take risks sometimes, because if you play it safe, then you're never gonna really do anything. But man, I don't know, man. I don't think this was worth that. I mean, you've got somebody now who was twice your AEW World Champion. And because of this whole fiasco, you now have the AEW Champion and also the Trios Champions, inaugural Trios Champions at that, lose their titles in a matter of days. You have completely demoralized and basically you've demoralized the Trios Championship, and you relegated it to it's nothing. And the AEW Championship, as prestigious as it was at first, has now been held by 2 people who have won it twice. And in the case of CM Punk, it's had to be vacated twice due to injury or due to these backstage things. I will say this as well. I'm not giving the blame 100% to CM Punk. I am going to put some of the blame on what we talked about earlier with EVPs. With EVPs, once you're in a position of authority.
Yeah, I was going to address that. Go ahead.
Once you're in a position of authority, you can't be out there picking sides or going down and busting doors down, causing a fight to the point where you've got the people's wives that get hurt in the scuffle, and then you get a chair thrown at you, get knocked out because of it, and then you basically have a bunch of guys that are running the show. Basically, it's like WCW. The inmates running the asylum, and you can't have that. You can't have authority figures fighting with their talent. This is one thing that I will say about we've joked about WWE all the time, and we've always made fun of them. But one thing that I can say under the guise of first Vincent Kennedy McMahon and now Triple H, they don't take that. They're not going to sit there and let some person basically humiliate them, because there's one thing also. CM Punk absolutely humiliated Tony Khan in front of his face in a media scrum. You know, that's very unprofessional. And, you know, it basically cuts under my, I was going to say something else, but, you know, for show's sake, I'm not going to go crazy. For show's sake, they made Tony Khan look like a bumbling idiot. And basically, I mean, you could even look at Tony Khan's body language. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you could tell he's not running. He wasn't running the ship there.
No, he was very uncomfortable with a lot of the things that CM Punk was saying. You know, CM Punk saying that the EVPs couldn't even run a target. You've got people that, I've been paying this guy's bills since this and this, and I was paying his bills until I wasn't anymore, and I'm tired of this. I asked him if he wanted more money. He said, but it wasn't the money. He sues me. You know, I want nothing to do with this guy. And then apparently, you know, half of the locker room wants nothing to do with you right now. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Like, AEW's in turmoil. How the turntables, because at this time last year, AEW was on the top of the world, and WWE was absolutely in shambles. And now look what a year can do.
I want to give my take on it in terms of, look, the one comment that stuck out to me in terms of the aftermath of it was when he said they couldn't even they wouldn't be fit to manage a Target. Now, I don't work for Target, but I do work in an industry that's, you know, it is to some degree similar to it, and CM Punk is dead on that one. Because let me tell you something. In that industry, I have seen people in leadership get yelled at inches from their face, pushed, shoved, sometimes yelled so badly and called certain things that they get spittle on them from the person yelling at them, trying to instigate a fight, and they do not instigate a fight. They work on conflict resolution, de-escalation. You don't want to escalate the situation. Right. I get it. CM Punk was unprofessional. He addressed it in a media scrum in the moment. Maybe there was a better way to go about it. But the way to make the situation better does not start off with, all right, all three of us, executive vice presidents of the company, let's go confront him in his locker room. Yeah. Basically ambush him right after this. CM Punk still got blood on him from the match. He still hasn't showered. He hasn't freshened up. Tensions are running high. You don't do that when you're leadership. You cannot do that kind of stuff to, you know, it's called an unsafe work environment. Granted, they're the ones that walked away with the black eye and the bite marks. But but it doesn't look good when you got management fighting with people in the locker room. WWE doesn't have that. Whenever it was fights in the locker room, as I said, I made the jump beforehand. I said, if this was any time between 2009 to 2016, you would have had whoever was it that had the problem have a fight with Hunico in the background, backstage, and they would lose more times than not. And before 2009, up to 1996, whoever it was would have to deal with The Undertaker and Wrestler's Court. And then before that, we wouldn't even have this issue because no matter who it was, they'd be getting buried by Hogan. The wrestling world had a natural order on how to resolve issues backstage. And if worse came to worse, if you must fight, try not to do it in front of a place where you have a bunch of media. As
Right.
Jim Cornette said, if you really want to fight, how about you have it at a Denny's or something? I don't know. You don't do it in the locker room when you have everybody from wrestling media there, just a couple rooms away. Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
it doesn't look good. You had basically there was no out for Tony Khan here. It's not like, and I get it. Lou disagreed with me completely on this. We live in a world where apparently, since the fans already know what's going on, so many people know, there's no way to bury it.
Yeah. You were
Try to hide
mentioning how
the
they
storyline.
changed the reason.
I said, and I still stand by this. There's some things about old school that work. Don't address the real life beef. And I use this as the best example. I said when Edge, Lita, and Matt Hardy had their grievances in 2005, and it was being made public, what did WWE do? They tried to bury it deep down. They said, we don't give a damn if a percentage of the audience, a majority, if even more than 51% or 75% knows, we're gonna pretend like nothing's fucking happening. They did everything they could. They let go of Matt Hardy privately because they knew they couldn't work together. They had Edge come out. They had Lita come out. Lita took the heat with the chance, oh, you screwed Matt, that kind of stuff. She became a heel. All that nonsense. They played off on this. They made Edge an even bigger douchebag with the Money in the Bank briefcase when he turned, when she joined him and all that stuff. And then once cooler heads prevailed, once everybody realized, all right, we're a business that actually can make money off of this, they slowly but surely they brought Matt Hardy back, but they didn't make an official announcement. They just had Matt Hardy appear in the crowd, attack Edge, then he gets dragged by security.
Right.
Then you had Matt Hardy have an unsanctioned match with Edge. All that stuff, it actually played on the heat that they had in real life. What you need to do is you had to have Tony Khan basically, I don't know what hoops you have to jump through. I get it. You have to suspend them. Make it so that they lose the title for some kayfabe reason. Hell, I would have even said that this would have been the perfect time for Tony Khan to just say, you know what? Let's take a page right out of the playbook of everybody else here and really just what happened when real life heat led to the promoter of a business, of a wrestling promotion, having to make a judgment call and basically screwing a wrestler in real life out of the championship. You had the Montreal Screwjob. What did you get? You got the biggest heel in wrestling and an authority figure. Tony Khan, if he had the charisma, he could have pulled it off. He could have came out, vacated the AEW World Championship, and said something along the lines of, we need someone who can represent this brand positively, and that person is not CM Punk. We need someone, because the media scrum happened on TV. You broadcast it, you could at least address that. The fight, you don't got to address that. But you could say he was unprofessional, CM Punk is suspended, I have vacated the title, and then he says, we're going to give the title to, and you don't have a tournament. People are going to get mad that CM Punk's been vacated. Accept the booze, Tony Khan. Stop being a mark. You could have said, I'm going to vacate the title, and we're going to give the championship to someone who has dignity to represent this brand. But it's got to be somebody clean cut that you know the fans are going to hate, and that person is not going to be MJF. And then MJF, who's playing off the fact that he just won the poker chip, comes out, and from what I understand, he was getting a live reaction that was favorable for him. MJF comes out and just interrupts Tony Khan and says, I don't care who it's supposed to be. It better be me, because I deserve it, this and that. And if he's not, and if the crowd doesn't react, MJF can be the heel and Tony Khan can be the face. But you just need to get a feel.
Well, I don't know if you saw Dynamite.
Use the momentum. Use the momentum of the crowd against that. No tournaments. Just vacate the title and make it so that MJF becomes the hero of the people and says, Tony Khan, you don't know how to run a damn company. Play into the reality of it while still trying to make money off of it and use the fan momentum somewhere else. And for the Trios Championship, like I said, that one, you kind of backed me into a corner. But if I had to say it, I would have said, here's what we're going to do. The Trios Champion, for some reason, have it so that they have a 24/7 clause, right? So the title could be defended at any given time, right? And then you have it announced that, apparently Kenny Omega got attacked by 3 guys. They pinned him. We don't have the footage because it happened, but an AEW referee did count the pin. And your new trios champions are this. And then they come out and they ask Tony Khan, hey, could you remove the 24/7 clause? And Tony Khan just says, yeah, it's done. Okay. And then, if you want to address it later on, when the suspension clears for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, if it does, you have them come back. They have some found footage where it shows that when they got pinned in the 24/7 clause rule or whatever, that, Kenny Omega's shoulders weren't actually on the ground, so, it wasn't a valid 3 count. And then just have a fight for the titles against whoever's the champs.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Hold on.
All of that. And I don't give a damn if the crowd boos. If the crowd boos, guess what? They're invested. Sometimes you don't play to the internet savvy marks. You got to tell them, great, you're following online. Cool. We don't care. We want casuals.
Now, hold on.
They're the people that buy the T-shirts. They're the people that come to the shows.
I have one last thing to say here, which is I can't wait for CM Punk to pull this off at Impact in Chicago.
Oh, my God.